house for my mouth. I dey believe in my hustle, but man, they pray to my mouth. Say I go get money to build house for my mouth. Jale, oh, jale, here we go again. Jale, oh, jale, here we go again.
Ecstatic Megan.
Nobody feeling the way I'm feeling tonight, yeah. And I have the hope that things will be alright, yeah. So we're feeling alright.
Yeah, welcome.
As we hustle all day,
That's the hustle all day.
we are hoping say that one day things go better.
So we hope and pray that one day things will get better. Welcome to the Cubicle, live here on Ghana Talks Radio with me, Lancer Haruna. It's 33 minutes past 2 p.m. And we are coming with your way with the matters of the youth segment.
When the things go harder, stronger than Umaga. Brother, know they quiver, we go smack up like Undertaker. When the things go harder, we go stronger than Umaga. Yeah, oh, we go smack up Undertaker. Jale, oh, jale, here we go.
On Wednesdays of the matters of the youth segment, we discuss issues from the perspective of the youth, issues that are relevant to our own development. I want to welcome you from wherever you are from across the globe. We are streaming live on our website at www.ghanatalksradio.com. We are also live on our Facebook and then our YouTube pages at Ghana Talks Radio.
With the paper, I want to build house for my mouth. I dey believe in my hustle, but man, they pray to my mouth. Say I go get money to build house for my mouth. Jale, oh, jale, here we go again. Jale, oh, jale, here we go again.
Ecstatic Megan.
Today we're looking at the fuel prices.
Where I feel,
The IEA is saying the fuel prices will go up 1st of February. Today's 1st of February. Have you noticed any increment in fuel prices?
we feeling irate.
But as in the midst of all that, where is the gold for oil policy?
Hoping say that one day
The gold for oil policy was described as a measure to reduce the prices of fuel in Ghana. The government of Ghana entered in contract to buy oil with gold from Ghana and the Bank of Ghana in a way to beat the exchange rate.
when the
And when you
things
beat the exchange rate, you actually are reducing the cost of your fuel. You reduce the cost of buying fuel, you reduce the price of fuel for the average Ghanaian.
when
What is happening with the gold for oil policy? And why are fuel prices increasing even though that policy has kick-started long ago? We're also looking at the senior high school placement saga. The protocol is protocoling. A lot of people are a lot of rich men are trying to push their children into the bigger schools through illegal means. What does it mean for our senior high schools? What does it mean for our education at all? And what will be the repercussions for all those who are involved in it? Mind you, 8 people already have been arrested, fleeing an expose by the 4th estate. So we look at that one too. Live here on the Cubicle on the matters of youth segment with me, Lancer Haruna.
When the things go harder, stronger than Umaga. Brother, know they quiver, we go smack up like Undertaker. When the things go harder, we go stronger than Umaga. smack 'em undertaker. Jale, oh, jale, here we go again. 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 I dey believe in my hustle, but every day I pray to Papa. Say if I deliver me with the paper, I want to build house for Mama. I dey
Yesterday, the Vice President of the Republic, Dr. Mahamud Bawumina,
say I go
launched the National Rental Assistance Scheme. And the scheme is to help young people like me, myself, and I afford the 2-year advance that are required by landlords and their agents. Is this one of the master stroke policies? Or this is just like NAPCO, which will fail very, very soon? How sustainable will be the National or Rental Assistance Scheme? We'll discuss these and the other two topics live here on the Cubicle. Let's take a short break. When we come back, I introduce my guest. And we kickstart our conversation. Mind you, you can follow. You can let us know your thoughts on the live chats on Facebook and on YouTube at Ghana Talks Radio. Stay and stay. We'll be right after this break.
Ghana Talks Radio. Ghana Talks Radio. This is big.
More.
Ghana Talks Radio. Ghana Talks Radio. This is big. This is big.
Cousin Legendary, your one and only host for Nigerian Rendezvous. I feel like make you join me every Wednesdays and Saturdays from 12 to 1:30 p.m. as I go to summer you with the latest news and gist directly from Obodo, Nigeria. Don't forget to still catch up on all our previous episodes of Nigerian Rendezvous on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Facebook Podcast, and via our website www.GhanaTalksRadio.com, or make you Google carry us for your pocket by downloading our Ghana Talks Radio app via Android, Google Play, and iOS App Store. Make you feel the enjoy our other Sengemenge shows. Follow us on our social media platforms at Ghana Talks Radio for other interesting stories with the draw from our automat. No talks here, I no tell you. Omo yami, oya jimasun.
Hello Ghana, hello worldwide, I'm with level band. Now listen, every Tuesday and Friday, beyond the time it's going to carry bro. Our Ghana Talks Radio, 7 p.m. sharp. Now Tuesday, we're gonna talk about our culture, our history. My 20 things set about Kwasem. Now on the Friday, you bars on bars. You better rap, you better say it. No artists go join me in the studio. We're gonna discuss about music and business. Konya, or you singer, and now you rapper, you think say you get bars. You go be spit fire. Now listen, make you join me with studios. Our Ghana Talks Radio, and you say then our day. Me say download the Ghana Talks Radio app, no, our Play Store, any App Store. No tune in, and say this what you see, Baba Live on Facebook, Cointakra, any Ghana Talks Radio page, and so now listen, about your fire, 1 year, Konya, Wading, Jajai.
Ghana Talks Radio.
Yeah, nobody feeling the way I'm feeling tonight. Yeah, and I have the hope that things will be alright. Yeah, so we're feeling irate as we hustle.
So welcome right back to the Cubicle Live here on Ghana Talks Radio. Today we're looking at three very, very important topic for discussion. We're starting from the senior high school placement saga, and Manasseh Azure Awuni, one of Ghana's top private media practitioners, and his fourth estate team, they came up with an expose on how students fraud in the school placement, where the bigger, if you have a deeper package, your son or daughter has a chance of going to a proper school. So with those that we are from that's what we did. But what's the problem with that? Because it looks like it has been a norm for a long time. You know that your job hasn't passed, but you have the money quickly. You have the links. Your friend is the headmaster of so and so senior high school. Is it a problem that you contact them and then they help you out with an admission? What's the problem? Sorry if just to introduce my guest, I have someone direct with me here. He joined us last week, and Charlie, we had a lot of interesting time I'm joined by him, and hopefully later I'll be joined by Mr. Collins. But let's start with that someone. Big man, Mr. Derek, what is your issue about this senior high school placement saga? I don't see anything wrong with that. I have friends that can help me put my school, my child in a better school. What's the issue?
Well, good afternoon to our lovely viewers and listeners. As said, I'm Derek, and I would say that yes, the saga is on and is huge, and people are wondering what is happening. But let's cast our minds back. Why did we have a placement system at all? A computerized placement system. What was the reason? Because at first it was manual, which they thought that still there was some kind of conniving here and there. People are pushing their awards towards bigger schools.
Some backdoor moves.
Yes. So in solving those problems, they try to bring the computerized system, which they think will be effective, which will help us do things quicker than what we used to do. So, yes, it came around 2005 where we started and people were being placed, but you could realize that there were faults in there. People were being placed to schools where they have not chosen. Things were happening. So still, there are issues. But when you go there, education, they will tell you that they will solve, they will rectify, they will do this, they will do that. But at the long run, what happens? They will place your child in a different school. So meaning they didn't go through the computerized system because now there is a fault. They have to do it manually. And we've continued till now. Now look at what is happening. People are finding other means to get there. Because yes, if I have the money, why not? I have the money. I go, I tell them, oh, my ward chose maybe Mfansipim, but I don't want that. I want a different school. Then you push through, then the headmaster finds a way, then he or she enters there. Yes, it's good. I wouldn't say it's not good. But why did we have that placement? For us to be able to go by these false things, which is people corruption here and there, paying money in and out. So that is why we brought that one. But you are now going against the system again.
You are not sidestepping the system.
So meaning the system is not going to work. After all, the system just came, and still we find a way, to go by the system again.
I think one of the main issues is the fraud that is innate. A lot. There are some schools, according to the reports from the Fourth Estate, there are some schools that go as much as 10,000 Ghana cedis.
Yes.
Wesley Girls is 10,000 Ghana cedis, but someone is saying that buying Fancy Man is 7,000 Ghana cedis.
Now the school is on sale.
Yeah, the senior schools are on sale.
Yes, they are buying the schools. They are buying the schools. But I would say that yes, one way or the other, it is we who have created this. This mess has been created by ourselves. We created this because if your ward chose a school, the categories are how many? I think they give 4 or 5.
Yeah, A, B, C, D or something.
Yeah. They give 4 or 5. And the selections has been given already. Maybe around 5 schools you've chosen grade A, grade B, C, and D. Giving you options. Then later on, all of a sudden, somebody says that my ward chose this school. He or she didn't get the school, so please, let's push him or her somewhere. I don't understand. If only your ward chose the school and your ward had the school, why wouldn't you allow your ward go to that school? Why wouldn't you? Because you think that Mfansipim is one of the grade A school, which is better than Apam Senior High somewhere else. So let me push him or her to Mfansipim. He or she is going to make it in Mfansipim. No. Are you a destiny changer? Are you going to tell what the child to do in that school? No.
So for you, it's not actually about the system not being working. It's maybe we, the human beings, the parents are
Yes.
are those
Yes.
pushing their children.
We are the ones pushing and changing things. For once, when I chose my schools, the selections, I chose Sectec, Koforidua Secondary Technical. I chose Ghana Armed Forces. I chose Takoradi, Ghana National. And my determination was to get to Sectec. So it was my first choice. And I chose General Arts. And God being so good, I had it with my results. And I went there. So look at this.
If you didn't get if you didn't get that particular placement, would you have tried to get it?
Through other means? Because my mom doesn't have any money to push you somewhere. No. She is saying that do it, you will get it. One, learn. Write your exams. So let's say I wrote the exam, you did. The grade came, maybe 07. You, on the other hand, had 9 ones, and you are supposed to go to one of the biggest schools. So, what happened? You learned, and you've passed. But on the other hand, the child didn't perform. And still, you want that child to go to Mfasipim or Wesley Girls. Do what?
To go and be a better student.
No. To be a better student. Where? Hey, any child can be a better student so far as you put your mind to it, no matter the school you find yourself in. If only you are ready to, maybe somebody will say that lack of facilities when you get to other schools, they don't have the equipment and all those. But we have these ministers that are being there. They've gone to different schools where they had no
laboratories or nothing.
Yes, but they were able to find a way. So why are you turning around and saying that, still, I want Mfasipim? Yes, I understand. Because nowadays, when you come to our working field, somebody will say, bring me your CV. Let me check. Which school did you attend? Mfasipim. Oh, wow, Mfasipim. Yes. Then they will start talking and then that's it. But that is not the way to go.
So for you, that's not the way to
yes.
go, Charlie. But like I'm saying, even though we admit that the system has a problem, because the manual placement was scrapped because for the computer system to come in place to kind of avoid or prevent this corruption and fraud.
Yes.
But it still persists because some of the parents are insisting that their children might go to this school or that school. They are not going to any other school apart from that. Some of the explanation is that for maybe my dad went to St. Charles, right? So he wants me to also go to St. Charles. And it's normal for your parents to want you to go. Let's walk out, Mr. Collins. Let's walk out, Mr. Collins. Mr. Collins, I walk out.
Thank you. Is it a family school?
You're asking that what?
Is it a family school?
Is it?
Are you here to create family?
But it's a legacy. It's going to be a family legacy that all the boys are going to the St. Charles in
It cannot be. Look at your fingers. Are they all the same?
No, but that doesn't mean that if you're a parent and you want your child to go to a particular school, you shouldn't go the extra mile.
It's about the encouragement of your ward to do his or her best in order to merit the qualification to that school. Okay. Yes, you've not introduced me, but let me say one welcome to the listeners and then.
I've been welcoming you. So far, but you said that you were hitting that.
I was asking whether it's a family school.
So you weren't concentrating on that one.
Yeah. So for you, what do you think of that particular issue?
You see, Lancer.
Yes.
A very good afternoon to you and your listeners again.
Good afternoon.
You see, when we talk about a week ago, last 25th, results were released by WAEC, and it also presupposes that students are qualified to be posted or sent into our various second cycle institutions. And before I touch on the placement issue, you see the results that were released. There were certain results that were cancelled and some withheld. I would want to use the opportunity to tell my younger brothers who are in the various levels to write various exams. Exams is not about you cheating. It's not about you taking a foreign material into the room for you to perform. It's about what you have learned over the years. So try to do a fair assessment of yourself in the exams hall independently. That actually shows your level and what you can do. it is not an embarrassment that you've gone into exam, you had some number of F, so you want to avoid it. No, it is not an embarrassment. We know people who are falling severally, but they rose.
Are you saying that it's not an embarrassment?
I'm saying that F is not an embarrassment.
It's not an embarrassment.
Somebody is going to kill him or something.
No, you see, we need to encourage them to understand the circumstances.
Yes.
Our parents must know better.
Yes, of course.
They shouldn't say F is an embarrassment, so my ward should go to the extra mile that will land him or her in a trouble. No, that shouldn't be the case.
I agree with you. Yeah.
So I'll plead with them. Their life is important. The failure of an exam is not the end of your life. Even we know Thomas Edison, who tried to make a light bulb for about 999 times and he succeeded in the 1000th attempt. So we should be encouraged and be independent enough in writing our exams. Teachers should be careful and also guide the students to do the right thing and to be motivated, to be ready for the papers. Okay. Placement is in progress and a lot of issues are happening around it. Answer. It's very pathetic to know that parents are still pushing their wards to go to a particular school of their choice. Now, look, this is it. I usually hold this philosophy that it is not about where you are, but who you are. Your quality determines where your output. So if I sit on exams and I happen to get 16, well, you look at the facilities around and give me a 16 school, which should be my befitting choice of school.
A placement,
However, the caveat is, what are we doing to place our school on a level pegging so that even if I'm not getting the St. Augustine's, the Adisadels, and I get at the Doma Senior High School, it still meet the standard. What they will learn, I will learn. The quality of teachers are same. The quality of infrastructure are same. What are we doing to bring our school to that level pegging to avoid this system? Because I believe that many of these things are, okay, my ward should go to Infantipin because they have what? They have the facilities. They have world-class teachers.
They are grade A,
they have the history. My personal experience, you know, I'm a person with visual impairment, right?
Yes.
I went to Adidoma Senior High School, and at the time I was going to Adidoma Senior High School, it was a B school. I had two other A schools, Mauli and Okwapimai. They are A schools. I was limited to 3 schools because those are the schools that run the program that persons with visual impairment can do. God being so good for me, all the 3 schools were calling me. If it were on your plate, what will you do? You would have chosen one of the A schools. I did the latter. I chose a B school. Not because I think I cannot qualify, I cannot meet the standard over there, but I was on a particular project because Adoma Senior High School is one of the newly schools established to facilitate inclusion. And I was closer to that school than the 2 other schools that selected me. So look, a school that is closer to me has selected me. If I leave it and go to the other school, who is going to develop that school for me? Sometimes it's the mindset. We need to understand the situation in which we are. Now look, students, this is what you must do when you are choosing school. You have to look at what is the program I want to read. So I want to read general art. Look at the schools that are best in general art. You know, we run schools in courses they do. Some are good in science, some are good in general art, some are good in visual arts, and some are good in home economics. Some are good in business. If I want to do business, I choose Accra, I choose Laboni. You see, so because I know that I want to do business, so I put those schools first. You see, it's the course you want to do. For example, if you want to do a pure business course, and you go to PSEC, it's fine, all right? But PSEC is a science school. So there should be factors that should influence the choice you want to make, not hereditary. My father went here, so I have to be there. Family tree. No, we are not building a family and friends school.
Charlie, you said you wanted to say something.
I wanted to say something. I disagree with him on some parts, but I agree with him on some other parts. You see, the schools, in Fransipim, when was it established? Very long time ago.
Yes.
So it has that name.
That history.
That history.
Who made it?
So they did. But right now, the new schools, even though they might have the facilities at the domain, they might. But people will hear the name and be like, what?
Exactly my point. So my point is.
So
Yes.
no,
You
so
land.
let me land.
Yes.
So you see, the perception is that even the name calls something. Even the name of the school calls something. Fancy pim, Adidome. Then they retreat. There was this science and math quiz.
Yes.
One of the SHS up north, brilliant performance. But nobody, it looks as if nobody knew that school. You get it? So why all of a sudden this? You know, so it is our perception, what we think. You see the school that he went to, he chose the latter, which is closer to him. If it was to be me, yes, I would have the same thing. Because I was in the eastern region, in Koko, I went to Kofodia, which is also in the eastern region.
Yeah.
Closer.
So
So no, you see, so should we allow the perception to be the norm of the day?
No.
Exactly. So my point is, there are some people who made up the name for that school for Augustine and Fantipim and the likes.
Yeah.
You are a human being.
Yeah.
You can make a name for your school.
Yeah.
So that is why it's not about where you are, about who you are. When you get yourself into the school, you make a name for yourself. You become a star.
Okay, that's good to know. Senior high school placements and issues. I remember back when I was also going to the senior high school. I don't know, for me, one thing about doing something illegal doesn't just sit well with me. I just feel like if it's your point, your destiny, your road,
You get there.
just pursue it. Like, I don't usually like.
That's it.
I remember you go, for example, my dad like went to St. Charles. St. Charles is like a very popular school, boys' school in Tama, in another region. So he said now he wants to go. He wants at least one of his sons to go there. And my senior brother is going to senior high school at Tamale Senior High School. So I was the next to go. He was like, you should go to St. I said, me, I want to go to St. Charles. I want to go to Tamale Senior Tamale School.
Yeah.
Then I went to Tamale Senior High School. I didn't even apply. Like, when you're going to fill the form for, I just know that I'm going to Tamale School and I'm going to lead Tamale School.
That's it.
University, I'm going to Legon. I didn't even
That's
buy any other school form. That's where I want to work towards and go to. So at least if you want your child to go to a big school, the parents out there, you know the system is not so correct, but at least for me, I think that if you want your child to go to a best school,
But the matter is that if you want your child to go to the school that you completed, what do? You push that down to learn very hard and go there on that merit.
On the merit, because you also went there on merit. You didn't go
Good.
there because someone paid.
Not on the other side of you paying.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No. Are you doing fee paying over there?
Charlie, this senior high school, but it's good to know that the education minister has actually been is going to face parliament and answer some questions on the expose that the four VC did. And I feel like just bring this particular thing to light. Parents should not easily fall for this particular fraud.
Yes.
They should not be desperate enough. Actually, the senior high schools, I know it can help build their child or your ward, but it's all about how you raise the child and what they themselves are about for themselves.
And last, there are histories of students who didn't perform in SHS. But in some few years' time, the turnover time was there for them.
Yes.
You see.
Even from the junior high school,
Yes.
getting into the senior high school, they didn't perform well. They had to aggregate 16 and 24.
They go to senior high school and they become A students.
Why? What happened?
It's part
They just changed.
of the process. Once you change your attitude,
Yes.
let's take a break at this point. Let's take the senior high school saga. Like I said, the education minister will face parliament to answer a few questions about. You know, he has been mentioned in the core of that fraud.
Yes.
And some probably a lot of people are surprised that Dr. Educhum himself will be part of this thing.
No, I don't think so.
Let's see how that ends.
I'm sure some people are using his name.
Yeah, they are just
let's see
that
that.
man.
Let's wait and see what
I
happens.
don't know. See, there was a time that there was a report about the World Bank, something $1 million.
Yes.
If people are saying that no, he's a saint, he's established. Why are people always making?
Even happened to Danny Alves.
Why are people always defending him in a way that he has integrity? But this is the second time a fraud issue is actually being placed against him. So
it has not been proven correct against him. So we can't hold that.
You can't sustain that, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let's think about when we come out. Look at the fuel price increment. Go for Then after that, we'll look at the National Rental Assistance Scheme. But let's take a break. We are still live on the Cubicle on Ghana Talks Radio. It's the Matters of this segment. I'm here with Mr. Collins and Mr. Samadere. Mr. Collins Lochu and Mr. Samadere. When we come back, we continue. We look at the gold for oil policy. Why are there reports of increments in fuel prices when the goal for oil policy is in action? So you can stay with us. We'll be right back after the short break.
Every occasion demands the company of good music that fits the purpose. At GTR Sounds, we understand your need to create just the right atmosphere for your wedding or engagement, party, funeral, crusade, political campaign or rally, or just any other event, as well as executive and corporate functions. With our modern and high-quality spinning machines, mixers, microphones, and power amplifiers, binary speakers, and subs, we offer the highest of sound quality and music play at events and functions. At GTR Sounds, we have a team of seasoned and highly experienced sound engineers who understand just the right choice of music for your event. Locate our studios at Aponchi Hotel in Anya or call our numbers 054-8522-897 or 027-3363-973. You can also reach via our email sounds@ghanatalksradio.com. At GTR Sounds, we take care of your event.
The matters of love are the matters of the heart.
Is that so? Why do we separate between emotions and reason?
Although the say we pick the most daring of issues surrounding love, relationships, and family lives.
We speak on the topic most people like to keep to themselves.
With our brilliant panelists, we open the discussions into your love life.
So join us this and every Thursday at 8 p.m. live on Ghana Talks Radio.
Be a part of the conversation, enjoy the excitement, and let's find the answers together.
Ecstatic made it. Yeah. Nobody feeling the way I'm feeling tonight. Yeah. And I have the hope that things will be alright. Yeah. So we're feeling irate as we hustle all day long. We are hoping, say that one day things go better. Jale, oh, jale, here we go again. When the things go harder, stronger than Umaga. Brother, know they quiver, we go smack up like Undertaker. When the things go harder, we go stronger than Umaga. Yeah, we go smack.
Yeah, so welcome right back to the Cubicle Live on Ghana Talks Radio. We are having discussion on a few of some of the key important issues that has been go so far in the week, and we're now looking at fuel prices increment. Before I get back to my senior men, some oil marketing companies, OMCs, have started increasing prices of petroleum products at the pumps from today, Wednesday, February 1st, 2023, as anticipated. One of the market leaders, Ghana Oil, right, is now selling a liter of petrol at 15.25 from the previous 13.60 Ghana city. So diesel, on the other hand, is going for 15.90 per liter from the previous 15.52. So yes, fuel prices are increasing. The last report was 7% to 13% on February 1st. I don't know whether the percentage have been calculated well inputted in the recent increase, but all the same, it looks like the prices are going to increase. And some of the reasons are that the cedi has depreciated within the last 2 weeks. So what do you make of that particular increment? Let me start with Collins on this. And I also want to know, try and just pose it in the context of the gold for oil policy, which we all know was a measure to reduce the exchange rate so that we can have lower prices of fuels at the pump. What's happening with the fuel prices, Collins?
Thank you very much. The oil for the good for oil policy initially was communicated to be like a panacea to exactly
Zero, so.
which is not the case. Later, when the first consignment was delivered to Ghana, it was then that the Vice President of the Republic, Bawumina, His Excellency, then indicated that it was a measure to curb exchange rate. If that is the case, that's fair. But this is the situation. Gold for oil policy, and we are receiving one cargo of 40,000 consignments. Meanwhile, in a month, we use about 160 containers, 1,000 containers, right? So that's about a quarter, 25%. So this is just like a stone drop in a pool of water. It will do nothing. Okay. And in the recent past week, we also saw the increment, the depreciation of the cedi to the dollar, the major trading currency. Not only this, we are also seeing fuel price increase on the global market. So these combining factors are making it possible for us to see an increment in oil prices or fuel prices. And this actually was predicted by Duncan Amwa, I think a week ago, when he was speaking to one journalist in Accra. He mentioned that due to the recent depreciation, you know, the cedi started depreciating a bit by bit, and then over the weekend it went up, boom. And then the global markets too have their own issues, where we are seeing increment in oil prices. Yeah. So all these factors combine to ensure that, well, the OMCs cannot bear the prices, and of course it's translating into the pumps, you know. But the sad aspect of this is that when this happens, fuel affects everyone. Yeah. So it makes living conditions a bit difficult. So soon you will see drivers drivers talking again, trying to seek for increment or justify why they need to increase their lorry fees, and then market women would also come on board. That Lamsa, it's not going to be easy this year anyway, but these are the factors accounting for the fuel hikes in the various pumps. Yeah.
So that means that Charlie, Derek, this fuel issue. Whenever I see fuel price increment notice going around, like my heart just I just feel like anxious, like anxiety.
Not only you.
Like it's actually like crazy.
You know something.
You can't start. You already start calculating your budget.
Yes.
Let me tell you something. You know, the panaceas for the toll, thermal oil refinery. What happened is that it looks as if they foresaw the future. They foresaw the future, which is they knew that it will get to one day that fuel will rise. So now let's create something here so that you can convert your crude and produce your own fuel, use it in your own country. But we, on the other hand, decided that no, we don't want that. We want to import. We want the ones from the United States, the UAE, the other countries. We want them here, so that when it comes like that, somebody will get his or her shares on it. This is our problem. We are wicked. Very, very wicked. How many years have you been paying for toll recovery levy? For so many years.
We have lost count of the years.
For so many years, almost 16 years. And the thing is lying there, like a white elephant. Still there. Meanwhile, it is estimated that Ghana is going to produce over 500,000 barrels a day, oil, crude. And where do you take it to? To refine it? To different countries? Meanwhile, look at how we are suffering here. But in case we were supposed to have all these toll working fully functional, and we are producing this oil, we are converting everything, and we are using it here, do you think our fuel prices will rise like this? No, it wouldn't. But we, on the other hand, we don't want that. Always the black man wants to be pushed to the corner and suffer and continue to complain and be like, and we are suffering. And the ones that they are saying that they are suffering, they are not suffering.
Why are you always hitting at the black man or guy? Because this is full issue, bro.
This is full issue. But you have to understand that in the wisdom of us as normal human beings, see, Akosombo was made way back years ago. What was our population? Very low. But now the population has increased. Akosombo, then there was an intention to bring on board Bui and the other dams. You see how it works. So it means that if we could have thought for the future that definitely fuel will rise, it will be a competitive market.
Yeah.
Yes, we could have done something to it. Our past governments continue to come. They say, oh, we are paying recovery levy every day. We are paying this. We are paying this. Then they won't show you anything. The thing is there. Why don't you revive these things? Me, I'm saying that the gold exchange is the barter trade. You give them gold, they give you oil, which is petrol, and it's other stuff. Yes, they give you those things. But meanwhile, you have what? Crude here, which is this crude that we can convert, change it to this petrol, diesel, other stuff. So what are you saying?
So one of the reasons, I think Collins mentioned, but one of the key reasons why this good for oil policy came in was, like he said, it was touted as a solution, as a panacea.
What kind of solution is that?
You see, it all boils down to communication, I think.
What
One of the things that this government is not doing well is
communication.
They are miscommunicating, and later on will come and communicate other side of the issue.
Is it that they
making
are
it difficult for Ghanaians to understand what their position actually is?
Is it?
And it all boils down to what Derek has said.
No, but is it
our attitude and behaviors
is very bad.
No. Hey, you can't generalize that.
The last time I came here, I told you that we have to take this country back to King Charles.
If you say that, we'll take you to IGP.
No, but we need to give.
The point is, anytime a Ghanaian wants to do something, he was looking at his pocket first. You see? I'm not saying that is the case in the gold for oil.
But if you are saying miscommunication and then now come to correct the is it that you are saying they were deliberately deceiving Ghanaians or what? Because
they don't know they are left from their right. They
because the thing is that if you are coming out with a policy, why don't you evaluate it? Why don't you like critically analyze the policy before you can come out and communicate?
Comments, chamber comments of mine. Yes, even they are saying that they don't have insight.
They don't have understanding
on how they will operate this thing.
The trade was shrouded in secrecy.
You get it? So it means that something fishy is there. There is something fishy.
Let's discuss this point. How would it affect because there is how would it affect the ordinary Ghanaian? Because for me, bro, like I was saying, when I hear fuel price increment, I start calculating. How much we have to add to my transportation budget, and I know that definitely other prices will also increase.
Exactly.
So how much am I losing in a month in other years because fuel is now increased? How does it affect the ordinary person? Collins. No, I said Collins. Derek.
Thank you. You let me have a bite on this. Then you see, going to Nkoko, it was around 37 cities last 2 years. 37 Ghana cedis. So now it's around 55. 55 cities. Now when you are going to Kumasi, imagine how much you are going to spend. Going to Kumasi.
Is it 120 or
120 Ghana cedis.
I think I went there last week.
Why? Are you traveling to Tamale? To the up north. At first, that was the fare.
Let me tell you something.
When you are getting to the north.
Tamale, I used to when I was coming to Accra, like for school 2016, Tamale to Accra was 65 cedis.
Look at that.
Today, before they reduced it to it was 200 and is it 200 and what? It was 185. Then it went to 200 and something. I'm like, how? Like, are the same person is going on the same road? Though?
No. Are you picking a plane? Are you picking a plane? No. You are not going to board a plane. Is this normal cars?
In and out, Tamale 500 cedi in and out.
Serious. This is serious. And our government, consistency, look at NPP will come, NDC will come, they will tell us this will happen. But under NDC, there was increment.
That's forward, they know you can't play politics for.
You can't. That is one that is exposing them.
Everybody.
Every day. So always they come, we will come and fix it. We will do that. We will do that. When they come, then this thing will sweep them away. We'll tell them that, no, you can't do this with me. Because the international market, look at them. All the players in the oil industry, look at what they are doing. So now, Russia is saying, so always they will use Russia and Ukraine war as something to
As an
cover.
excuse, yeah.
Yes, an excuse to cover certain things. Oh, Russia and Ukraine. Oh, Russia. Hey, is Russia the only country producing oil?
Let me see. What I can ask Colin this question. Is that you mentioned it? Derek mentioned that we have crude in our backyard. We can use the crude to process. We can get. Is there any point where we can actually like take control over the fuel that we use in the country? Is it possible for Ghana at all?
Why not possible? It is very possible.
How?
You see, like Derek mentioned earlier, we have the Tor refinery. And we understand that they gave an explanation that the crude we have is a type that we cannot refine at Tor. So if, quote unquote, you're a sensible being.
I love that.
Loosely.
That's it.
Loosely.
Oh, that's it. That's it.
What will you do?
What do you do?
You bought a new shoe, and then you saw that, the shoe, you can't use it to go to school, but you can use it for sports. What do? You are a sporty too, so what do? When it is time for sports, you pick it.
Go play your football.
Our refinery cannot refine the crude we have. The question should be, what should we do to make it fit for purpose?
That's it.
And like you mentioned, we are paying other levies to ensure that Tor keeps running. Why don't we use it to fix it? Okay, fast forward. Let's say Tor is not in position at all to refine the crude oil. Can't we put together of some money or some funds that we have generated to build our own refinery? What would be the headache? What would be the disadvantage if we have our own refinery? Look, it would even help us to refine crude from other countries. We know Algeria, Nigeria are producing in higher quantity.
Yes.
This would even serve as a foreign exchange earner for us. Okay. So there are means we could use to actually realize the betterment of Tor or our institutions in Ghana, and even rake in other foreign exchange for ourselves. But I think that's why I said we are not thinking. Yes.
No, we are thinking about how to enrich our pockets. That's what we are thinking about. We are not thinking about the solutions to our problems. Yeah.
Tor in around 1863, thereabout, when Tor was being made and everything, it was owned by an Italian company, ENI, and they bought Ghana bought the shares, everything around 1977, thereabout. Yes. Now you become the sole owner of this Tor. Now you've collapsed the Tor. So in case the Italians were still in charge, do you think it would have collapsed?
Not at all.
Not at all. It would have worked.
That is the attitude Derek is talking about.
You get it? Now,
do we process cocoa in Ghana?
Don't go there.
No, like serious question. Like, do you process it? No.
Ghana here. Well, I think is it?
They claim they have.
They claim.
But I know that like, we export the beans. Most of the time we export.
So we don't do it in commercial quantity.
We don't do it in industrial commercial quantity. We do it in a baby.
Yes.
But that will not help us. You know that will not help us.
That doesn't help us.
Exactly.
How many years have we been farming cocoa?
So
and still?
I was thinking about, okay, fine, you are going to exchange gold for oil. Fine. Why don't you go to the whites? Tell them we'll give you gold. Come and repair our Tor.
Okay, to be fit for purpose.
That's it.
So even if it takes 5 years to even come to work on it, maybe after the 5 years we can start to produce at least 40% of our locally the quantity that we use locally to reduce the.
You are done.
To reduce the prices in the long term and sustainable too.
That's it.
And you see, I know we are not doing after today, but you know, after was to facilitate intercontinental trade. Okay.
Yes.
Nigeria produce oil in higher quantity. Algeria does. And sometimes they have to airlift the raw fuel to Switzerland, to other countries to refine. If we have this refinery all over Africa and Ghana, why not we leverage on this for intercontinental trade?
Yes.
Yeah, this African continent itself, it has a lot of issues. A
lot of issues.
And sometimes you look at the globalization coming into play, where the Western world has actually taken charge and control of some patents and some technology. So
You
you,
see,
the African countries, cannot replicate,
saying
cannot
that
duplicate, then cannot
it is
own those processes, those
it is
technologies.
a mind game.
So they control. They keep us
Yes.
kneeling down. And
They
then
keep you at bay.
Yeah. And
So
they-
they know. Look at Nigeria is producing how many barrels?
of course, I don't think
Almost-
that Africa cannot afford a processing. Person.
Almost 200 million. When it got to the war, Ukraine, they said that they had to come to Nigeria to talk to them, negotiate on gas, so that Nigeria will be able to send gas to the Europeans.
Europe.
How come you come back to Africa?
Charlie, let's
You
take a
want
break. We are almost-
gas there. So when we sit up, frankly speaking, when the reason why I'm always pushing for the kinship thing is that look at how the Ashantis respect Otumfuo. When he says, "Hey," that's it. So our being, we accept that and believe in our kinship system than these ones that we are doing. So supposing the British were smart enough in the Enlightenment to mix what kinship and democracy together to have a suitable governance which will help them. We couldn't do same. We went for the other one, which America has practiced it for how many years? For many years. So you go for that one. Now look at the suffering that we find in here. America, whenever a president comes, whatever the predecessor did, he will continue. But here, no. We will leave it, go for something else. Do it, leave it, go for another thing. Do it, leave. So we have a whole lot of things.
Cut, and finish and stuff. Sometimes you talk about Africa and Ghana, it becomes sad. They was crying over African leadership in Africa. I think we have to discuss that one day. But when we come up from this particular break, we look at Dr. Bawumina's new initiative, the National Rental Assistance Scheme. Sometimes when they give a name to a project, it's very nice.
It's very nice.
National Rental Assistance Scheme.
They put it in a cloth.
Nice. If you see the website, it's very nice. The website is working like it's just nice.
And the website, when they create it, they tell you the amount of money.
It was 2018 that they created. Well, I don't know how come we are still now. They are now launching it this year. But the website
amount of money that went in there.
So let's take a break. When we come look at the National Rental Scheme and see how will they help young people or just another policy.
Okay.
Let's take a stay. We are still live on the Cubicle. When we come back from the break, we continue our discussion.
Every occasion demands the company of good music that fits the purpose. At GTR Sounds, we understand your need to create just the right atmosphere for your wedding or engagement, party, funeral, crusade, political campaign or rally, or just any other event, as well as executive and corporate functions. With our modern and high-quality spinning machines, mixers, microphones, and power amplifiers, binary speakers, and subs, we offer the highest of sound quality and music play at events and functions. At GTR Sounds, we have a team of seasoned and highly experienced sound engineers who understand just the right choice of music for your event. Locate our studios at Aponchi Hotel in Anya or call our numbers 054-8522-897 or 027-3363-973. You can also reach via our email sounds@ghanatalksradio.com. At GTR Sounds, we take care of your event.
So welcome right back here on the Cubicle right on Ghana Talks Radio. We are just wrapping up a quick shot on the National Rental Assistance Scheme. It was launched yesterday by the Vice President, His Excellency Dr. Mahamud Bawumina. And the whole aim is to what? To help young people to pay for their the 2 years advance and 1 year advance the landlords and their agents are charging. The question is that is it going to be a sustainable policy, or is just one of these white elephants that once again has been outdoored to the whole of Ghana? Derek, let's start on you on this one. What do you make of the idea itself? Well, let's give young Ghanaians money, or let's go and pay their rent for them so they can pay back small. Doesn't it help young people?
Well, this policy, I would say, is palatable and is acceptable, is nice. But one thing is that in Ghana here, what we've been doing is always putting things in clothes, nice one. Then after that, when you remove the clothes, you see the skeleton. And you see that there are some things that are very messy.
So you see the skeleton?
Yes, you see the skeleton. It's more like a fowl. You see the feathers taking in charge. You see this fowl, oh wow, this is very fat. But you remove the feathers. You see how skinny this fowl is. We've said this, I know and I understand. It's perfect. When you see a Ghanaian young boy, 18 years, who wants to rent, wants to move from the house, at least find something doing. And when he goes to maybe somewhere around Alajo, Caprice, wherever, and he looks for a room to rent, these landlords will tell you 2 years advance. Maybe it's 50 cedis, but time 2 years.
That's how much? 5 times 60 times 2. So
Huge.
That's 1,002.
Why is he going to get that 1,002 and give it to you?
Charlie, I told you about 1,002. This is Accra. You want to rent a house, if not 10,000 Ghana, you can get in.
You get it. So this one, it has come to help. But what I'm saying is that after it coming to help, what else? Are you considering the aspect of only these young ones and landlords in paying? What about the affordable housing projects? The houses that you built, some in the wherever you built them.
I think that's a good point. Why, if you wanted to help people genuinely in a way that's sustainable, why don't you continue to fill in the affordable houses so they can, you yourself can rent it out to them?
So
those subsidized rates.
Me, I will say that if they need ideas, they should come to me. I have them.
Offer free advice.
Free. Even no. I will take them. I'll take charge. I'll charge because listen, when there was this COVID came, the swift move that the government did was to convey nurses in buses, Ayalulu buses, to hospitals. So why didn't you continue? You've stopped. But you could have continued this and taken some money from their salaries, reducing the salary. After all, they know that they wouldn't go on strike because they know that each and every day, this bus will come for them, convey them to their various workplaces. You get it? The only problem that we are facing is always transportation. The money that we are spending, we are always spending. So they are considering the fact that if I don't have 50 cedis every day on me,
you can't go out.
I can't go out.
You can't go to work. Yeah, that one is
but if I have cooked rice, I can just bag some, sit in this Ayalolo, go to work. Closing, then I'll come back. You get it? Yeah. So this rental, yes, is good. When you see Muhammad Gaddafi in Liberia, Libya, sorry, yes, did almost say he had rental, he had buildings that when you get of age, you just
go there.
You just go in, pick a room, go and stay there. Then when you work, then these charges will be deducted a bit by bit. Then you have what kind of you feel comfortable.
Socialist policy.
That is it. That is what we are talking about. So if this idea has come, we are hoping that nobody is going to chop
or make it a party boys thing. That's one of the issues that I just have.
Nobody should go and stand somewhere. I know definitely the NDC will retaliate and say that this policy is so this is going to be this. Hey, let me tell you something. If there is something good that is coming, let's
accept it. It's actually a good idea.
It's a brilliant idea. For me, this will help us, and even those of us who are staying in our mother's houses, our father's houses, we can move.
Yeah.
You get it?
For me, I think I've gone to a side, and one issue I have is that it requires a lot of stuff, bro. Charlie, someone wants to. We are just asking a lot of documentation. Like, Abba, I see we are going to do a Ghana card. I have a Ghana card. Let me just apply to my Ghana card, and then you're asking me to go and bring statement. That
is one
complicated. Your take on that one before we wrap up. We're out of time already.
So you see, like Derek said, it's a brilliant idea. But my worry is, which people really struggle to get rooms or accommodation.
Yes.
They are fresh graduates who have just gotten jobs
Yes.
or have been posted for national service.
Good.
Now you're asking this individual
Mm.
to bring you a 3-month
3
statement.
months.
Where is he going to get
3
it?
months sleep or what?
Yes.
Pay slip.
You have just been posted though. Your
Mm.
salary has not even been processed. Government sector take you about 5 months, 6
Good,
months, 8
good,
months
Good.
for you to receive your first pay. Where are you going to get this money to? First of all,
I'm like, I have a Ghana card, so let me just apply with my Ghana card.
another issue I have is the processing fee, 100 cedis.
100 cedis.
Why 100 cedis?
Non-refundable.
Mm,
And then there's also this fee, like when you now pay, you have to do some security deposit or something like that. You have to pay some money in some
Yeah.
deposit.
What is the justification for the
Like,
100
bro,
cedis?
if you want to help us, just help us and stop stressing.
You see, this is what Derek is talking about. The skeleton.
The
If you take off
skeleton.
the clothes,
I told you.
when
I'm
you take
saying
off the
it.
clothes, the
Take off the
skeleton.
clothes. You see the skeleton.
Charlie.
You see.
You see the
So
skeleton.
those are my worries. But aside from this, I think it's a brilliant policy. Then the other thing is, you have about 30 million cedis you want to invest in this. What happened to our affordable housing project?
That is it.
Even at our backyard here, Amasaman,
Mm-hmm.
there was a land that has been earmarked for affordable housing.
Mm-hmm.
What is of that project? What is happening?
Mm-hmm.
We are not hearing of this.
Mhm.
And then every day we bring new things.
New things. New things.
New things that have been shrouded in secrecy
Yes.
have been clothed nicely
Nicely. Mm.
at
So-
times. So,
Charlie, let's.
Let me say, it's here, and I want to talk because you see, this our government, these people that are top there, they are not thinking about us.
Not at all.
Frankly speaking,
Not at all.
see, Rollins did something at the Sakumono estates.
yeah.
He built the estates there. What happened? The estates were meant for who? The parliamentarians to stay in there. So when you are moving from that place, you go to Parliament. Then there will be a bus that will convey you. But they said no, we want our own houses. They moved from there. They are staying in different places. Now they are reconstructing that place, developing it very nice. Look at the buildings that they are constructing over there. How much is costing? Who are those going to stay there? It's the rich. They are going to buy those houses.
Yeah.
And they go and stay there. You brought another policy, affordable housing. Affordable housing.
But that you can
Affordable,
afford.
but you can't afford.
Affordable, that is not affordable.
Affordable, but you can't afford.
Charlie.
How can you see, these affordable housing, what I think is that if maybe nurses at Kolebu, you group them, you list them, they should come and stay in those houses. That if you have a night shift, you have a morning shift, a bus will convey you from that place to the work. Then you deduct some amount from their salaries.
Exactly.
So
Over
always
time, yeah.
over a time, they know that they have somewhere to sleep.
To sleep, yeah.
A nurse that has been posted to maybe Kolebu doesn't stay around that side, going to look for a room. That room, single room, for rent.
Have to pay 500 CD for 2 years
Look
upfront.
at that.
Charlie.
Look at that.
Ghana-
So it means that we have a whole lot of issues that we can settle ourselves. In our minds, we are creative. In our minds, we have wisdom. In our minds, we can do what we want to do. But if we decide not to do it, nobody can stop us.
Interest.
But on the lighter note, let me say greetings to my people. Mr. Agbo, he is the St. Barnabas headmaster. Madam Anastasia, Sir Marty, Sir Maxwell, yes, and a whole. But condolence to my cousin.
Your family, yeah.
Yes.
Family.
Yes. Let me use the opportunity to
yes.
say my heartfelt condolence to Derek and his family. It's not easy, but the Lord Almighty would console them and keep the family in good shape. Yeah.
Charlie, thank you guys for coming. Thank you, and also express my sincere appreciation to you for spending your time once again with us. This has been the Montessori segment of the Cubicle on Ghana Talks Radio. I've been here with DJ Kobe Rich holding us down. He's so tired right now, bro. But we still there. Tonight we have GA Trends at 8 p.m. Stick and stay. Let's enjoy ourselves. Let's enjoy the entertainment from DJ Kobe, and then you can download our app on all app stores and keep us in your pockets at any time. My name has been Lawrence, and this has been the Cubicle. Bye bye.